guys, and welcome back to my channel. You already know the vibes. If you're new, make sure you're subscribed, drop a comment down below and let me know where you're coming from. Follow me on all my socials, Chanell A Wallace on TikTok and Food with Chanell on everything else, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, all of that, and Chanell A Wallace on Snapchat. Back with another video. It's hot. I'm sorry, I've got to say it, yeah. That's why I feel like I've got no clothes on, but it's too hot to even cook. So I mean, I'm really proud of myself for actually getting the courage to do this video. My hair's a little bit different. It's just kind of doing its thing because it's too hot, man. I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Even cooking is a struggle. I felt like every day I wasn't really sure. Oh, that was supposed to go on silent, hold on. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to cook on a day-to-day basis. Like, I don't know, it's just too hot to be in the kitchen. And basically I posted one of my TikTok recipes yesterday, which is butterfly jerk barbecue chicken legs. When I first made them, they were so, when you want succulent and flavors and seasoned to the bone, this is the recipe that you want. And one of my followers basically said that they watch my channel, so if you're watching this, hey, and this is for you and anyone else that wanted it, basically. So I'm making it legit like less than 24 hours after the recipe was asked for it. It's not even out on TikTok yet, so that'll be out either today or tomorrow as well. Basically one of them, both platforms are going to get the recipe basically. The ingredients list will always be in the description down below. So let's get straight into it and make some butterfly jerk barbecue chicken legs. This is everything that you are going to need to make your jerk barbecue chicken legs. Now, a bit of explaining. I'm a bit annoyed at myself because the one thing that I actually forgot to get was barbecue sauce. And I'm not stopping this filming to go to the shop to get barbecue sauce, yeah. Sometimes the thing I can run without it. So I'm going to show you guys how to improvise if you run out of barbecue sauce, because barbecue sauce is just really like a sweeter, tangier version of ketchup. Like, it's not ketchup, it's barbecue sauce, but you can make it work, do you get me? So this recipe is actually going to be slightly different than the one you've seen on TikTok, but very similar. Anyway, we're just going to make our own barbecue sauce. So this is everything that you are going to need. Also, these following things, if you don't have them in your kitchen, it's fine. You'll just need to improvise and maybe just chop them up by hand. But you will need a mini chopper, which you can get at most supermarket stores, anything like that. You may actually have a food processor already, which can work as well. And or a pestle and mortar. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically this heavy bowl here, which has a almost like a hammer looking thing where you grind your own seasonings down into a paste. So I would say the mini chopper is a, you know, an electronic version, you know, and then the pestle and mortar is like an old school version. You don't need no power for that. You just need your elbow grease and then you are good. And then we've got our chicken legs here. Normally I don't actually show you guys when I clean the chicken because it's long, but obviously I do clean it always with lemon, salt, or lemon and vinegar, lime juice and vinegar, anything like that. The reason why I'm going to show you how I clean it is because I'm going to show you how to butterfly the chicken. So you guys are going to get to see it's pretty simple, to be honest. So I was just defrosting this in some cold water, and yeah, now we're going to butterfly them, then wash them, and then go from there. What I like to do is have my chopping board here. I always have a food bag nearby to put the waste in, whatever I'm washing the chicken with. So the salt and the lemon juice, and then of course the chicken. For this you're going to need a sharp knife. I just actually got a new set of knives here. It's really nice. I should probably like show it off in a bit, but we're about to start cooking, so not right now. Basically, you don't want to clean it and then cut it because it's going to be yeah, it's just you're touching the chicken too much. You basically want to do all the cleaning that you're doing first to it, so anything that you're chopping off, any extras, anything like that, and then you want to wash it. It'll be a lot easier, and then you let it drain. So make sure you have got your colander nearby as well. Then you wash it in your lemon, salt, whatever, and then let it drain, and then you're good to go. So as you can see here, we've got our chicken leg. And then basically this part of the chicken here, I always chop it off. I don't know why this is a thing, but I mean, I was always taught to chop that off. So you just want to get your knife and slide it down, and it literally just chops off the top like that. It's very easy. So you should be left with this, and I throw that away. And then what you're going to do, this part, just make sure that you're very careful. Also, by the way, if there's any hairs, just scrape them off like this. You can burn them off with a with the cooker, so you just turn the stove on and burn them off. I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I just get my knife, pull the hairs out like this. Yeah, everyone's different, so you can burn them off as well. And then yeah, once all the hairs are off, keep the skin of the chicken on. Hold your chicken to the side so it almost feels like the chicken gets tighter, like that. Take your knife, slide it like that until you can feel the bone, and then you should be able to open it up like this. Now, the butterfly method is actually to open the chicken all the way up. What I like to do is just slice it on that side, and then I turn it over, do the same thing, hold it until the skin gets tighter, slice it down to the bone, and then it opens up like this. And then do the other side. And then yeah, so this is how I did it in my original recipe. So I slit it 4 times so that the seasoning can get like completely into it. To be honest, I might do it the exact same way, because then, you know, it's exactly how you guys saw it on TikTok. But yeah, that was basically it. And then the seasoning was able to get right down to the bone. This end part here needs to come off, so you just slit. There's like a little ridge here. You want to cut just above that. So where you can see that slit that I've just done, that's where you want to do it. And look how easy that was. Just comes right off. Put it in the bag. Again, just see if there's any hairs. Scrape away from you and not towards you in regards to those hairs. And you'll see them come off on the other side of the knife. You see that? And then once that's all done, like I said, just hold down your chicken in that direction. And then just slice right down to the bone, like that. Turn it over. Do that side as well until you feel the bone. Open it up. There you go. Some of them might be a bit small, so you might not want to do it this many times. Like this one's a bit of a small one, but I'm still going to just run it down. Then one more time. Run it down. Like this. So then when you season it now, that seasoning is going to get right in there. It's going to be good. And normally, you would let this season overnight. Now I'm cooking it straight away because the girl decided to do it last night, so you know, we're cooking it today. So that's how your leg should look. And then this should be your finished chicken. Just make sure that afterwards you clean your area, wash your hands, ready to clean this chicken now. So what I do, in my sink I've got everything that I used for that. I get my cleaning spray and just spray everything down, including the sink, and just rinse it off by itself at first, and then I will wash everything. Then once I've washed everything in the sink, then I'm gonna go ahead and clean the chicken. But whilst it's sitting here, I'm just gonna put on the lemon juice and the salt and let it just soak in some water whilst I clean the sink. And just make sure you put on a good amount of lemon juice and a good dash of salt. Remember, you're washing it, so this won't make the chicken salty. And then we're just going to put some water on this. And as you can see already, the water's starting to look slightly, you know, you can tell that you're washing the chicken. So we're just going to rest this to the side, and then I'm going to clean my utensils and chopping board. Okay, so I've got my chicken draining here. So I washed it like 3 times, and then you leave it to drain in a colander whilst you're making everything. But like how it's warm, just rest it in like a cool place. You're not going to leave it out for too long, but if you feel like your kitchen is warm, cover this, rest it in the fridge, but it needs to be in a cool place, just away from everything. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then in terms of my area, if you've not seen my other videos about cleaning chicken and whatever, I just spray the whole area down, and my sink. So I've already cleaned my sink already, and I use the same cloth to clean when I've been cleaning chicken. And then basically when I have finished, I will soak these cloths, if I've used more than one, in bleach water for maybe like 30 minutes, wash them out, leave them to dry. You know, there's no cross contamination here. So basically that's it. And then yeah, and then I'll wash my hands. Even though I've got gloves on, I'll just wash my hands again. I'm always very cautious about these things. So yeah, then I just wash my hands, dry them, and we get ready to start on our jerk marinade. Now I also just remembered we need our fresh, oh you probably can't see it, we need our whole pimento seeds or allspice. I've got these like this because I got them from Jamaica, so yeah, they should look like this. So I'm going to rest those in the back. You're also going to need, because we don't have barbecue sauce, some dark soy sauce. Again, it will add like a salty sweetness, almost like molasses, but we're adding browning anyway, which is also like molasses. So yeah, just follow along. So yeah, it's not exactly the same as what I cooked on TikTok, but it's very similar. It's going to taste pretty much the same. Now the only thing I need to do, because I didn't do it in my prep, is peel my garlic cloves. And then I just thought, well, why don't I show you guys how to peel a garlic clove really quickly. It's very simple. So you just get your garlic cloves. I've got 3 here, and you get one of them like that. Use a wide knife like this one, press down until you hear it crush like that. And what it should basically do is take off like the shell of the garlic clove like that, and then you can legit just peel it off with your fingers, and that's it. And then you've got your unpeeled garlic clove. That's something that I actually learned off of a cooking show, but you know, most people probably know how to do that. And then you just chop off the end and then just rest it to the side. Okay, now to be honest with you, when I use my mini chopper and my pestle and mortar, because I use them together, sometimes I use them back to front. So I'll start grinding up the seasoning in the pestle and mortar, then I'll put it in here, blend it down. Yeah, there's no like right or wrong way. I'm going to try and do it the best way today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of these pimento seeds. Yeah, I'd say a nice little small handful. Pour them into the pestle and mortar like that. If you don't have one of these, what you could do is put it in a sandwich bag, get a rolling pin, cover the bag with a tea towel, and then bang it like that. Yeah, that's what I do sometimes if I'm doing it at someone's house where they don't have this. So, you know, there's other ways to grind them up. But basically, you use this, and as you can see, it's starting to grind them up and open up the pimento seeds, which it's really good for flavor, because once they open up, they've got a really strong flavor. So if some of you know, when you use pimento seeds or allspice berries in cooking, if you get one in your mouth, it feels like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of flavor. But when you grind them up like this, you get a really nice smoky flavor, which is mainly the main part of jerk when you're using jerk, is the pimento. Apologies if you guys can hear noise in the back. My neighbour is having work done, which doesn't help me when recording for YouTube, so the show must go on. So I'm just hoping that you guys can hear me loud and clear. So then you just want to get your mini chopper. If you don't have a mini chopper, chop everything just super finely. That's the only thing I could say, but you're going to need something that can at least blend up your seasoning. It's going to make it easier. What we're going to do is do this one at a time, because it's a mini chopper, which I also need to put the blade into. It may not blend everything as easy as you want it to, so adding things one at a time will make it easier. So I'm going to start with the garlic, just because it's the smallest. To be honest, you could put in the garlic first, the scallion or spring onion, and the chopped ginger. Just pour all of that in there, and then you just put the lid on, turn, lock it in, and start to blend. Once that has got that all chopped up, it should look like this. You're then going to add in your onion. Now the reason why I say the onion before the Scotch bonnet, once you add the Scotch bonnet, believe me, you're going to feel that you've blended up some Scotch bonnet. Your eyes may start to water a little bit, or yeah, you'll get it. Okay, and then it should look like this. See what I mean? Everything's just chopped up really finely. And then your Scotch bonnet, you just want to add all of that in, including the seeds and that. Put the lid on and watch, this is going to go really red now. See, now that I've added the Scotch bonnet, it's irritating my throat. It's like you can smell the pepper in the air. It's a lot. Okay, now what I'm actually going to do instead, because as I told you guys, I like to use a mixture of the pestle and mortar and the mini chopper, is I'm going to add the vegetables to this. See, gosh, it's irritating my throat already. And I'm going to add this thyme just like that without the sticks. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove that, wash the thyme, and then what you can do to take the thyme off, let me zoom in a bit, you just go in the opposite direction, do one stick at a time, it will be easier. Yeah, just go in the opposite direction and pull it down like that to get all the thyme off. Okay, so you might get the little stems in there, but that should be fine. I'm going to try and pick those out afterwards, but it's the bigger stems that you want to focus on not getting in there. I might even give this a little grind up first. So this is like the old school version of a mini chopper. And as you just grind it down, it will start to feel like it's becoming a paste. Like that. So just pour all of that into the pestle and mortar. And if you don't have one of them, you can mix it all in the mini chopper, or just mix it all together in a bowl. The flavors will still be the same, they just may not be as intense. So that's why you kind of need to go and grab one of these. But if you don't, it's fine. You'll still have those flavors, which is what you're looking for. So now that you've got all your seasonings in there, and then you're just going to mix this up. And this for me is the fun part. This is why I like using this, because you can really add your own intensity to the flavour because you're mixing it up yourself. So you just use this, mix it up, grind it up into a paste. So yeah, then that's the base of your jerk paste. So if I just show you, so this is like the onion, the scallion, the fresh thyme, all of that stuff. Got a bowl here. I'm just going to take that marinade, scoop it into a separate bowl now. So first of all, probably the most unexpected one is some brown sugar. Yeah, it just adds a nice little caramelized flavor to the chicken. So I'd say add about 2 teaspoons to that. Then you need to add some dark soy sauce. We're going to add about a tablespoon of that. And then I'd normally add some browning at this point as well. But because we've added the dark soy sauce, I'm just going to mix it first and see how we get on. But as you can see, it's starting to look more and more like a jerk seasoning because it's getting darker now. I'm going to add some browning as well, probably about a teaspoon of that, not too much. Yeah, that should be fine. Again, my loves, sorry about the noise if it's quite loud. I've closed all the windows to avoid it, but yeah, it's very annoying. So anyway, mix up your marinade, and then that is basically it. If you can see, got all those flavors in there from the Scotch bonnet, the blended onion, scallion, thyme, pimento. It smells divine. So that's basically your homemade jerk marinade, really. So you know, you can put that in a jar, leave it in the fridge, use it when you're ready, but we're going to use it right now. And now for the seasoning. So the first thing, you've got your cleaned chicken here. We're going to go in with some chicken seasoning. This one's actually a Maggi chicken seasoning that I got from Jamaica. And I'm going to go in with a teaspoon of that, 3/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 3/4 teaspoon of ground paprika, a 3/4 teaspoon of garlic granules. Now I know some of you can't use Maggi Liquid Seasoning. For this recipe I'm going to use it. I'm going to add about a tablespoon. For those of you that can't use it, substitute with some light soy sauce. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of light soy sauce. You add 2 teaspoons if you can't use Maggi. Okay. Then we're also going to add a squeeze of ketchup, so about 3 tablespoons of that, 3/4 teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, and then this is optional. You can add jerk, you don't need to add jerk because you've got all those seasonings. I'm just going to add 1/2 teaspoon of jerk seasoning, just a little bit. I'm just going to add all of that in. And we're just going to give this a mix and make sure it gets into all those slits that you made in the chicken. So just like open it up, get some of that seasoning, rub it inside, make it get everywhere. Okay. And that amount of marinade should make, you could do 8 to 9 chicken thighs with it as well. And don't be worried about the pepper, because the sugar and the sauce that we're going to make will balance all of that out. And then yeah, just best thing to do is leave this overnight. Obviously I'm not, but yeah, leave this overnight, cover it, put it in your fridge, and then come back to it and you will be ready to go. So I've got a lined baking tray here with foil, and then I've got my chicken legs here, which I'm just gonna lay down onto the foil, press them open slightly, you know, then you can see that they're butterflied. And I preheated the oven to 175, because what you don't want them to cook too slowly so that they start to fall apart. So we want them to try and get nice and brown, but we don't want them to dry out. And then what you should have left over in the bowl is this leftover marinade. Evenly distribute it over the chicken. And then you're going to put this in the oven at 175 for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to check on it afterwards. This is after about 20 to 25 minutes, I would say. Yeah, it's been about 25 minutes. This is what our chicken looks like. Nice and juicy. As you can see, all those juices have gone into the pan like this. If you get a close-up on that chicken, nice, juicy and succulent, but not done. So the first thing that I want to do is just tilt this to the side, use a spoon and take out some of that juice and just put it into the pan that your jerk marinade was in, because we're going to make that barbecue sauce that I'm talking about to just pour over the top. Save some of the juice just to, you know, pour over the chicken like this, just to keep it nice and juicy. But once you've poured it on top, just pour it into that bowl so that we can make our barbecue sauce. Okay, so once you've taken out the juice, just rest your chicken to the side. Get the bowl that has the marinade in. You want to add about 3/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. That's going to add the smokiness of a barbecue sauce. And then we're just going to add about 3 tablespoons of ketchup. Going to add some dark soy sauce. Again, we'll probably add about a tablespoon of that in there. Probably about a teaspoon of Thai sweet chili, not too much. And then we're going to add about a tablespoon of honey. Give that a mix, and then you have your jerk barbecue sauce. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's not going to be exactly the same as barbecue sauce, but it's pretty much the same flavor wise, because you've got the smokiness of the paprika, the sweetness of the honey, so that all helps with the flavors. And then you just want to pour over your barbecue sauce, just like that. Just get a brush and begin to brush the chicken with that sauce. Get it all into the chicken, down to the bone. Between 175 to 180, 15 minutes. Check on it halfway just to make sure, and baste it throughout as well. That will keep it nice and juicy, just you putting this on, so you can check it halfway, and then we can indulge in our jerk barbecue chicken. Here we have it, our jerk barbecue butterflied chicken legs. And apart from making the marinade, this is actually quite a quick process. So if you had the marinade in your fridge already, this would be great. Just look at that. Seasoned down to the bone. Some of that sauce over it. Butterflied barbecue chicken legs. And now we're going to give this a taste. We have our butterfly jerk barbecue chicken legs here. So I haven't tried it yet, but basically there's one of them where I did my filming for TikTok and whatnot, so I'm going to try not to get that one. But I've got this one here that is just looking all juicy and delicious. Oh my gosh, that one tastes better than the first time. I don't know why, but this one, the seasoning, I think I added more Scotch Bonnet and I added the seeds, so it's definitely got a kick to it. So if you don't like spice, don't add the seeds, but still add the same amount of Scotch Bonnet. Oh, I'm actually enjoying this. This is so good. Oh my gosh, this is 20 out of 10. This is one of my absolute favourites now. Oh. As I said, this one has more of a kick. Definitely. The first time it wasn't this spicy. But then I changed where I got my Scotch Bonnet from. And basically, certain places, the Scotch Bonnet will taste a bit sweeter than spicy. These ones were really red and really big. So I thought, oh, they might be spicy. They're definitely spicy, so, but it's sweet as well, so it's really sweet and really spicy at the same time. Oh no, I've got to have one more, just one more, and then I really am done. But this is phenomenal. No, I'm sorry. Okay, if you like Nando's chicken hot, keep it like this, because it's spicy, but I'm not. I've got a drink there, down there on the floor, and I don't need it. If you get your Nando's chicken medium, or that lemon and lime, or whatever it is, take out the seeds and add half a Scotch Bonnet. So in the ingredients list, I'm going to put it for how you like your heat. This is exactly how I like it. This is jerk. This is jerk. It's spicy. You can taste it. Oh, so I could legit go in and eat this now. If I had some hardo bread, rice and peas, coleslaw, brother. I'm just saying, there's so much I could tear up with this right now. Watch this, get the ingredients tomorrow, make it, thank me later. Drop a comment down below if you like this one. Drop a comment down below if you make it and let me know what you thought. This is a dream come true. Honestly, this is a dream. See you in the next video.